The Golden Diamond Source has been in business for nearly 4 decades and is one of the largest family-owned jewelry stores in America.
We have the largest selection of white and fancy colored diamonds and gemstones you'll find anywhere.
We also have private areas for VIP viewings.
Only at the Golden Diamond Source.
Everyone has a story to tell. It's my mission to tell it. Unscripted, unedited. We are on the record.
Hi everyone, I'm Sarina Fazan. Thank you so much for joining us. Oh my gosh, my favorite series under the On the Record show, Love in America. And what a couple I have for you today. I'm smiling so broadly because it's one of my most favorite people, Debbie Lundberg and her husband, Michael Lundberg. Guys, thank you so much for being on the show.
You're welcome. Thanks for having us.
Yes, thank you.
So Debbie, before we start, we have to talk about your business and how, honestly, whatever, you really are a walking example of kindness and positivity.
Well, thank you. And that's how we got to meet, really, fully. So thanks for asking. Presenting Powerfully is my firm, and what we do is 4 services, which are keynotes and talks, strategy and facilitation, teaming and training, and coaching and consulting, all wrapped around our communication, behaviors, relationships, and how that can be leadership and kindness, to your point. And so we can be kind to people and kind how we do it without being walked over and still really enjoy what we get to do.
So, Michael, as she speaks, right, I was just like, gosh, what an amazing woman. And by the way, your wife is gorgeous, right? Like, she inspires me to go on a run every single time I see her. I'm like, oh, I need to go to the gym. I need to go on a run. But you know what is so sweet? Every time I've heard her speak in a professional setting, she always brings up her husband.
Yes, we are part of Team Lundberg. Have been for nearly 18 years now.
Yeah.
That's so wonderful. So, okay, how did you guys meet?
So we met through our mutual friend,
Yes.
Tall Girl.
Tall Girl.
She goes by the name Tall Girl because she's 5'12". She will not say she's 6 foot tall. So you can imagine, we're sitting down so everybody can't tell, but I'm 5'2", 5'8" with the right hair and shoes. And Michael's 5'9". So as they met, she said he should meet her short, cute friend, Debbie, to which he replied,
If she's got all her teeth, I'm in.
You did not say that.
I mean, low
It
bar.
sounded funny.
It sounds funny. Low bar.
So, okay.
And I do have all my teeth, so I was in.
So, okay, so where did you guys meet in Tampa? You guys did meet here, right? And you're from here?
We're not from here, but we both had recently been transferred here from our companies from out of state. And then we did meet and had our first blind date at Samurai Blue in Ybor City.
Okay, wait, so hold on, too, because we talked about your business already, right, Deb? What do you do, Michael?
I'm in construction finance. I'm with a large private company, been there for 25 years.
Wow, okay, so you moved here from Raleigh, did you say?
Yes.
And you moved from Chicago. And your friend, Tall Girl, set you guys up on a date. Did you meet there, or did you pick up Debbie?
Oh, this is good.
We met there, yes.
And I am an on-time, not early person.
Okay.
I'm on time. I'm an on-time person. And Michael would be more early, but I ended up getting there early that day. So I was there first, which is not the norm.
Yeah, okay, not the norm.
Again,
okay.
I'm not a late person. I'm an on-time.
Okay.
So I got to see him coming up, and you didn't think I'd be there because I think I'd said I probably wouldn't be there early.
Okay.
Right, and I was early, so.
Really? Okay, so
Yes.
did you come early because you wanted to be the first one there?
I'm just an on-time or early person.
Okay, right. Okay, oh my gosh, okay.
And I just drove from my office and happened to get there early.
So Deb, when you see him, what goes through your mind and heart?
A lot of people ask us, was it love at first sight? It was potential at first sight, really, because he's cute, clearly. And
You guys are so cute.
Thank you. Thanks. And I mean, seeing him after talking to him, we did talk on the phone.
For how long, would you say?
Twice, right?
Yeah, 2 or 3 times, I believe.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
So we had this connection, but you know how that goes. So we weren't sure. So I thought, ooh, he seems cute. Now, in fairness, I'd said to our friend Tall Girl, I said, when I got there early, I left her a message and jokingly said, this is terrible, he's horrible, how could you set me up with him? With the full intention of calling right back to say, just kidding, but then he showed up.
No.
So the entire date, I don't realize she's wondering if she should drive there.
To pick you up
Yes.
or like to save you.
So I
as we girlfriends do.
Save. Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
Because I didn't go back and call her for a couple of hours.
Okay, so did you know what Michael looked like?
Yes.
Before you saw him? So
I saw one picture, and it was a picture from your brother's wedding.
Yes, it was.
All right, so now, Michael, when you first see Debbie for the first time, what are you thinking?
It was like, wow, she's super cute, and I start talking to her, and it just gets better and better every time.
Really?
Yes.
So when you said earlier, like a lot of people have asked you if it was love at first sight, do you feel that it was as the conversation progressed that night?
I know it's more romantic to say yes to that, but I really do think it was potential. Like it was that feeling, and like this could go somewhere, but not like I'm going to marry this guy, but more like this has a lot of potential. Like I want to keep going. I will tell you, I had to go to the bathroom for about 35 minutes and didn't want to leave the table because it was such a good conversation.
You're kidding. Oh my gosh.
So not that romantic, but true.
No, but you know, I love that you said that because that is refreshing. You know, when you said, of course, it might be more romantic to say it was love at first sight, but you hit on a key point, the potential of someone that could be a serious partner.
Yes.
Right.
And clearly it is. Like, how long have you guys been married now? You said 18 years together.
We'll be married 18 years this October.
18 this year, October. And listen, we're not, for the second half of the show, and I meant to bring it up, but I was so excited about introducing you guys and how you met and your business. They have a nickname called...
Well, we're Team Lundberg, like Michael said, but also we're 2 one-beaners.
2 one-beaners. So hold on to that thought because we're not going to a break yet, but we're talking about all that means. This couple has made national news for sure, and for good, wonderful, great things. But back to meeting.
Yes.
So after that, was it pretty much of an exclusive relationship, though, would you say?
We dated pretty regularly, and it was the time in our lives. And something that's also good for everyone to know, I was 34 when we met, and you were 32?
Yes.
So, you know, it wasn't like we were 19 and 18. So we were starting to go to a lot of Michael's fraternity brothers' weddings. So to answer your question, we dated exclusively until after going to so many of his wonderful friends' weddings, everybody kept asking. I think they just naturally started asking, are you going to get married? And because that wasn't where we were necessarily, it felt very, they're loving and we love them and still enjoy them now. But it was a lot of pressure on me where I said, I think I'm not going to go to this next wedding because we haven't figured that out, and it's not fair that you don't have a good time with your friends or that I'm over there with them and dodging these bullets, so to speak. Just enjoy the wedding. I'm not going to go. And so I didn't go, and then you tell the funny part about the story of what somebody said before the wedding.
Well, yeah, we came back, and I said, okay, we need to make sure that Debbie goes to everything with me moving forward for the rest of my life. So we.
Well, apparently they said they were getting tired of listening to him talk about us.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, that's so romantic. So you decide not to go because you're feeling the pressures.
And I didn't want that pressure on us, and I wanted him to enjoy his time with his friends. And I was starting to really love all of his friends and their wives and the wives' husband, you know, the friends who are female and their husbands. And I just thought, I don't want to keep going if this isn't going that way, because you don't want to just spin your wheels, so to speak, and give a sense of falseness if it's not there.
But did you feel that it was going there, though? At this point, did you feel like you were going to marry him?
I did, and I didn't want to say, like, I didn't ever want there to be an ultimatum or a pressure, and so it was just like, go and enjoy it and let's see, because are we rushing it or pushing it? And we weren't.
You know what, I think, though, this is a very good point, and I want to stay with it just for a minute, because I do have a lot of wonderful girlfriends too, but sometimes they have given ultimatums, like, you know, we need to get married, we need to, you know, but it is not a strategy. I'm sorry, English is my 5th language, so sometimes I get the words confused. But the way you went about it, to me, seems, I mean, you were showing your feelings that this is important to me, but in a subtle way, or how would you describe it, Deb?
Hopefully in a thoughtful way, because
Yeah, that's the word I would use, thoughtful. It's like, okay, we'd been dating 6-7 months at that point, maybe, so it hadn't been a terribly long time. It's like, okay, this kind of...
it was terrible.
No, a terribly long time, sorry. An extended period of time, sorry. Yeah. Poor choice of words with that one. But you want to see, okay, how is it without this person? And everything's much better with her. It was pretty clear to find out very quickly that's how it was.
So, okay, now to you, Michael. Speaking of that, going back to that, at that wedding, and everybody was asking, and he kept on talking about you. Is that the moment, though, that you knew that, okay, I'm going to marry this person?
I was pretty sure then, yes. I said, my life is so much better with this person than without, because she's not here, and it's not nearly what it could be. So, yeah, that was it.
Okay, so the engagement. How long after that did the engagement happen, and how did it happen?
Well,
I actually, Debbie, as you know, is extremely sharp, knows everything. I really pulled one over on her.
Oh, do share, do tell.
It was 1 year, it was our 1 year anniversary from dating, and we went to Samurai Blue again, and I had already got the ring. She did not know this yet, and so we're waiting, and I had a limo set to pick us up and take us to Clearwater Beach for the night. Well, she doesn't know any of this, and we walk out of there and having a good time. And I said, oh, you know, I took a call during dinner, which was very surprising to her. Mm-hmm. And she's like, I said, oh, it was just the guys calling. They got a limo. You know, we're all going to go out and hit a bunch of places afterwards. She's like, okay, that's fine. So we walk around the corner, get in the limo, and there's nobody in there. And she's like, what's going on? I have a wine bottle engraved, will you marry me?
Oh,
and I'm down on one knee.
In the limo? Oh,
yes.
my God.
Totally surprised her. The only time I've ever been able to do that.
It was surprising for a lot of reasons, and it was wonderful. The part that goes with it, too, is Michael had skin cancer, and so the surgeon had just operated on him. And so I wasn't thinking, because some people might think, well, it's your 1 year anniversary, but he'd had this bandage and he wasn't feeling his best. So none of that was on my mind. I even said, if you don't want to go out to dinner because you have this bandage because it was close to his eye, it's okay if we go celebrate a different day, our 1 year anniversary, because I'm not thinking anything of it. I'm more concerned about his skin cancer. And I played tennis at the time with 3 older guys who I just love. So I would normally go with them the next day. So it was, you know, I was thinking, oh, it's okay. I go early with them, and then your mom ended up in town, and my parents. So you worked it all out.
Yes, all the details. Somebody came to pick up our car in Ybor City because we got in the limo, and they had packed a bag for her she didn't know about, and it was in the back of the car, and all these details.
Is your cancer okay, though?
Yes. Oh. Yes, they got rid of all of it. Yes.
Okay, thank goodness. So I wanted to make sure for that. Okay, but seriously, how sweet that you thought of everything. Was that enjoyable for you to do, and had you ever done anything like that before?
No, I had not, and it was so much fun. I had a few people in on it, like my partners in crime. Like, okay, well, you know, I'll get your spare set of keys so I can come pick up the car. Just let me know where it is, and we'll have this there. And I had the bottle already in the limo picking it up. And
Michael's not a wine drinker, and it was wine that I liked at the time. My favorite type. It was a Syrah, and it was from South Africa. And so all of it, and there were glasses that both had our names on it. It was. You didn't give yourself enough credit. That was a lot of detail.
That is so sweet. And I would imagine you guys still have those glasses.
They are in our kitchen. Everybody sees them every time they come over.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, so when did you get married after that?
That was January 16, 2004, and we got married October 16, 2004.
Oh, that's so. And where did you guys get married?
Clearwater Beach.
Clearwater Beach.
On the beach.
On the beach.
And it wasn't the plan to be on the beach, but because of all the hurricanes that year, they said at the last, couple days before, maybe a week and a half before, they said, we know you were supposed to get married on this deck. We had to rebuild it because of the hurricanes. We can't get our permit yet. So do you want to move inside or go on the beach? And we decided to go on the beach, just send everybody a message so they could wear the right shoes so they were comfortable. And we ended up married on the beach, and now I'm so glad we did.
Yeah, perfect weather, perfect weekend.
Michael's a bit of a weather bug. So he sorted out which day would be the coolest weather with the longest for the sunset, before the sunset, because it's warm in a tuxedo at Clearwater Beach.
Yes, on the beach in tuxedo, make sure the weather's going to be perfect, and it was.
October is such a wonderful month to get married. Oh my gosh, all right. Are you not loving Team Lundberg? Wait until you hear the rest. You're going to love them even more. But at this time, we're going to go on a quick break, and we'll be right back. Stay with us.
thinking about getting engaged, planning to upgrade your wedding ring, or finally getting that Rolex?
The Golden Diamond Source can help you in many ways.
You can start a layaway plan for only 10% down and 6 monthly payments.
Take advantage of our 3 to 5 year interest-free financing.
Or you can trade in your old broken jewelry and use it towards a new purchase.
Come to the Golden Diamond Source and find that perfect gift for the ones that you love.
Emily is an affordable gold and diamond jewelry line. It really hits any price point between $150 to $1,000. Anyone can afford it, anyone can wear it. You can stack it just like these bracelets. But it is a really beautiful line, and it's just nice because it's just a good starter piece. You know, you don't want jewelry that's going to turn your skin green. You're going to want jewelry that can have value and last you a lifetime, and that's what Emily has to offer.
Guys, welcome back. We're talking about the big engagement and how they planned it, but you know, we've been talking about Team Lundberg too, and also Michael's cancer and how it was Debbie that first pointed it out, like you noticed on his face. But going back to what an amazing team you are.
Thank you.
Speaking of cancer, health, Debbie has been on my show before, on the record, a kidney cousin. You actually donated your kidney.
I did.
And so did Michael 6 months later. Oh my gosh.
He's a copycat.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
We are competitive.
We are.
Clearly, right, in the best way. And okay, your graphics, I love are the graphics that we do for Love in America. And on the graphic picture, I would love everybody to keep that in mind. You're wearing this outfit.
Green and blue.
Green and blue. And tell us why you're wearing that.
So National Kidney Day is March 10th, and so the colors are blue and green. So if you ever see something that we post about 2 one-beaners or one-beaner golfer, we put the blue and the green because those are the colors for it. So in that picture, we have those colors on.
It's amazing, though, the journey. So tell us, let's start with you, Debbie. And I would encourage people to go back to watch On the Record and to hear the whole story. But how did it happen, and why did you want to donate your kidney?
Well, very, very briefly, Sarina, it was a Sunday morning, and I tend to run most mornings, and then we golf often, and I had just a little bit of time in between, and I was scrolling through social media, and I love social media for seeing people's happy stories. I'm one of those people who loves the picture, loves this picture, loves that picture, because I feel like it's fun to share in people's joy. I happened to see a post of a woman who was in renal failure for 24 years and was in need of a kidney. And even though I'd never said anything other than a hello or a wave at an event, and I didn't know her, I was just compelled to meet with her. And I really thought I would do some complimentary coaching or encouragement, because I'm big on not saying what can I do, like, oh, tell me what I can do, I'm here for you, but here's specifically what I'll do. So I thought I could offer coaching, I could see if she wanted me to reach out to people, I could run something while she's going through this, if there's some sort of connection. And after the lunch, which took quite a while to get on the books, I left and I called Michael and I said, I know this sounds crazy, but I'm going to get my blood tested, and I have a feeling I'm going to be a match for this person.
No.
And he said, the only time you typically say that, it usually comes true. And I really, truly had no connection. No, I mean, it was just, I'll go get my, and I think, this is only fair to say, I thought, let me get my blood checked, because if I don't, I'll feel like I didn't follow through on even meeting her. Not that she asked me to, but I just thought, I'll get it checked.
I know you did it on your very own. Oh my gosh! And so we go back to the word very thoughtful. So Michael, when you got that phone call that Debbie wanted to do this, what are you thinking?
I was in utter shock. I said, let me do some research about this, make sure that it's very safe and it's not going to impact your life moving forward. And I checked on that. I said, whew.
The biggest long-term effect, well, there are some long-term effects, but the most common outcome for a donor is depression. And so we talked about that anybody could get depressed. And I thought, wow, that seems strange, but I got it afterwards, not because I was depressed. I can appreciate, though, there's a lot of attention on, oh, you're donating, and then as soon as that kidney that you've housed for someone else is gone, it rightly so should be all about the recipient. And so I wasn't depressed after, but I can appreciate if anybody has donated and they felt that sense of loneliness, especially because I did it during the pandemic when nobody could come to the hospital. Michael couldn't come in with me. None of my testing could be done with anybody but myself. That was what we talked about. Could I, and I believe anybody can, become depressed, and what would we do to make sure we noticed if I got that way? And otherwise, we really just went on with the process all again during COVID. So only Michael and my running partner knew, and she knew because you have to have two people sign off on all this paperwork that they'll take care of you if anything happens.
Wow. And that's why I want to redo the show that I did with you, because it was during COVID and we had to do everything over Zoom. Michael, so Debbie, also, so during that time, you're going to go ahead and do this. You said to me, I asked you, I said, so how was Michael during this time? And you said, so supportive. So supportive, absolutely. Biggest fan, biggest supporter, moved everything into the house to work remotely because we thought it was going to be a 6 to 8 week initial recovery, and then it would be up to 6 months. And so he was ready for it. And I ended up following all the doctor's orders, and they said, because of the health you're in, you'll likely be okay a lot sooner. And I was able to start running on day 15. Wow. Now let me ask you this. You know, clearly your husband is selfless as well to support you 100%. But as a wife, did you see how he could be like, oh my gosh, this is the love of my life? Like, she doesn't even know this woman.
Right. Yes. I mean, we talked about that too.
A few of those thoughts, of course, at first, like, oh my gosh, this is.
Right. Yes, and especially since it wasn't like we could all get together.
Right. And because it was during COVID.
It was during COVID. And so there wasn't that experience, but we both thought, you know what? There's a chance to save someone's life. I think very quickly it was both of us like, it wasn't a do I want to do it? It's like there's no reason not to. There's just no reason not to for us.
What a message. So Michael, all right, so then your wife Debbie goes through this process, and you guys talk it through, and then you decide to do this very same thing?
Yes, after learning from her experience, and also about, there's 13 people every day die in the U.S. waiting for a kidney.
13 people every day.
Single day. It was staggering, and I thought, well, I'm going to do this when I retire, another 10, 12 years, and then January came in, and we're still in COVID. I still wasn't really traveling for work. I said, I'm going to do this right now. And so I called the transplant center, and they got me in for all my testing, and within 5 weeks of calling them, I was in the OR.
Yeah.
So you guys have got to be, we have to look at the numbers, and I haven't had a chance to research, but I can't imagine there's a lot of couples that have done this.
Right, we think, and again, we don't know all of the stats, but that we know of, there are 5 couples who have donated, only 2, ourselves in that, us and another, who donated altruistically to people who aren't related to them or good friends of theirs. So we're in this phenomenal group called Kidney Donor Athletes, and some of them are hiking Mount Kilimanjaro right now, or they're coming down, they're on the descent.
Yes.
And so we all support each other in athletics and life, and we have Zoom sessions too, and that's how we learned of the other couples. And so the other couple who it wasn't for a family member, they're athletes too, and they're participating in this with Mount Kilimanjaro. So they're really inspirational people.
Well, honestly, that's so amazing, and I would like to invite you guys back on another show with that couple. Wouldn't that be amazing?
Great.
Oh, that would be very
And even
fun,
if because where do they live?
Seattle?
Seattle?
I think they're in Seattle, yes.
We could bring them in through a V-Link. So I'm putting that on the record. I'd like to invite you back because we really, we can talk about this for another hour, and I would love to and get the message across, especially with that staggering statistic.
Yes.
But as we wrap up the show, I know the show goes so fast. I love asking this question, and I so appreciate you both watching the show. Clearly, you have such a beautiful relationship, and you're a beautiful couple on the outside and the inside. You truly are. That's why I wanted you on the show, too, because you inspire me. What advice would you give to other people out there seeking love or in a relationship?
Well, I would say if you're not seeing eye to eye with your partner at that particular moment, just take a step back and think, what would my life be like without this person? Because took me going to that wedding by myself, like my life is so much better with this person. And it kind of puts it back in perspective, like, okay, we're on the same team, we can collaborate on this very quickly and doesn't need to get any further.
Debbie, that's why I love this part. Okay, seriously, I mean, imagine your life without that person. Oh
Right.
my gosh.
And is what you're discussing that important? Because I believe the person you're with, treat them as the prize that they are. Don't put them on a pedestal where they could fall, but let them know that they're your prize and that you're on, as Michael said, the same team. So if you're arguing about something or disagreeing, and then say, we're on the same team. What's the best idea? Not your idea and my idea. What's the best way to move forward so we don't damage our relationship? And start your own traditions. Like, we have a pub crawl around Christmas Eve, like one of those days that we don't go to one of the parties. And we go from place to place and we talk about what were our highlights? Was there anything we did that we could improve on during the year and make plans for the next year? And that tradition, no matter what's going on, we honor that tradition. Even during COVID, we set it up in our house, in different rooms in our house.
Oh my gosh, how fun.
But that way it keeps it interesting, and it keeps you remembering that you're in this for love, not to win, because marriage is 100-100. It's not 50-50.
Right.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. All right, so clearly the two of you also believe in true love.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Well, you're proof of that. So, you know, I shared with you before that this is truly my favorite series of all my shows, Love in America. And you were recommended, and so I put it out there, and we're going to put a graphic up that I always encourage people, if there is a couple you want me to talk to, please let me know. Now, Debbie, I always wanted to talk to you because I was like, gosh, she talks about her husband all the time. She's so wonderful. But several people reached out to us and said, you need to interview the Lundberg. So I wanted to share that on the air. Yes,
thank you.
You guys got several requests. Yeah, there were a lot of
Yes.
people that came out and said, please talk to them. So how does that make you feel?
That's heartwarming. I mean,
That
it really
really
is touching.
is.
We appreciate
Wonderful.
it because, I mean, that's their extended family, people who are so kind to us during the kidney donation and since, I mean, before too. But so many people came out to say thank you, and we'd never even met them, and now they're friends, and that's a bonus. You give up a kidney and you get more friends.
And the one leaders have like thousands and thousands of friends. Well, we loved having you on the show. You know, we encourage people to share the show. I'm on multiple platforms. And I mean, gosh, stories about love and now kidney donation, they just make you feel great. And we love spreading positivity. We're also now on Roku and some other big announcements coming soon. Thank you so much, Debbie and Michael Lundberg. You certainly have made my month being on this show.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sarina.
Thank you. Have a great day, everybody.
The first-time diamond buyers should feel comfortable coming here because our selection at the Golden Diamond Source is as large as you can imagine. So they don't have to worry about going to a store and feeling pressured about buying something. We educate them and they can make the right choice based on what's important to them.